Le Sserafim, our modern day Galileos. None of that is actually true though, because what does Galileo know about acting like an angel and dressing like crazy? But don't doubt Le Sserafim just yet. Le Sserafim was gonna flop. Le Sserafim is the K-pop group with one of the most meaningful concepts. Artistic, emotional, and poetic is what Le Sserafim's work is. But there's a catch. A quick disclaimer before we actually get into it. Like I say in almost every single one of my videos, this is in no way hate towards Le Sserafim. So Le Sserafim debuted in 2022 with their EP, Fearless, and the title track had the same name, Fearless. Their debut was kind of like a relaxed declaration. They were bold, but in their own calm manner. They were staking their claim in the K-pop Hall of Fame, but not obnoxiously. It's almost as if they're saying with their debut that they don't have to prove themselves to you. The first Le Sserafim piece of content published on the Hybe YouTube account was the Le Sserafim logo motion, which basically, that was like, there was the words, "I'm fearless," and then they got scrambled up, and it made the word Le Sserafim. The arrows of where the letters went became their logo. Le Sserafim's name is the first example of the incredible thought that went into designing this group. A seraphim is actually a six-winged angel or angelic being that represented the original 6 members of Le Sserafim. The phrase "I'm fearless" ends up playing a huge role in Le Sserafim's concept. Le Sserafim's concept is kind of hard to put into one word. I think a good umbrella term for it would be self-encouragement / improvement, and also anti-audience. That will make more sense throughout this video. Le Sserafim are fallen angels that are always looking to uplift themselves and improve, but they are still confident. In Fearless, the title track of their first EP, they sing, "Don't care about those past troubles, you all know." This is a direct jab at the K-pop audience, the audience that will never pass up an opportunity to ruthlessly drag and hate on an idol. Le Sserafim is stating that they don't care. They are aware that you know of their struggle. Telling me to hide my desire, that's weird. Acting like I'm humble, that's done. This is another golden line that criticizes K-pop stans that attack idols that are proud of their achievements and do something that they deem is wrong. Fearless has a toned-down chill sound and is built from a minimalist alt-pop instrumental, combined with a chorus anti-drop. Fearless doesn't contain any intense belting or crazy vocal techniques, as if to demonstrate once more that they really don't care about impressing the audience. First whispers of Antifragile began not a few months after Fearless came out, or maybe even a few weeks after Fearless came out. It came out the day Fearless was released. So Le Sserafim has a tradition where at the end of the music video that they just released, they tease the next era. "Do you think I'm fragile?" was the phrase for the next EP, Antifragile. The title track, Antifragile, consisted of reggaeton, pop, and an Afro-Latin influence. In a way, it still felt sleek, but this time around we have some more flavor and strength in the sound. The album's intro, The Hydra, acts as a declaration. Lines like, "Do you think I'm fragile?" and "Try to burn me, throw me into the black ocean again and again, again and again, again and again." So Le Sserafim is kind of showing that they will always have their own back, no matter how much the audience tries to hurt them. It's almost as if they're teasing the audience, telling them to try harder to make their words actually hurt. While The Hydra is a declaration, Antifragile is the execution. The song is filled with philosophies of channeling your strength and not breaking when put under pressure. Being anti-fragile. This album, I have very fond memories of Unforgiven. I remember sitting in my video production class, re-listening to the teaser, the music video teaser over and over again because I was so excited for this song. I could not wait for it to come out. The final album in the first trilogy begins with an intro that commemorates this bittersweet ending. The soft and magical experimental pop track Burn the Bridge not only suits this goodbye aspect of the album, but it also brings up its own message. The darkness drives me into a corner and forces me to choose. Either to give up or to give in. Either to give up or to give in. That I can go forward but only within the limit. The theme of desiring and working towards a goal that others find unachievable, too far-fetched, and even forbidden is not only present in the intro, but throughout this entire album. The rowdy, hip-hop pop title track Unforgiven is the transition from the bridge they burned to the criticizers to now completely not having any regard for their opinions and doing whatever they want. Gonna target taboos, watch me now. The wild cowboy styling of this era matches kind of the rebel attitude that they were going for, but it isn't completely random and actually, in my opinion, kind of fits the classic Le Sserafim vibe. Speaking of styling and outfits, let me show you my outfit of the day. I have a fashion channel. Go check it out. Fun fact about me, I have actually performed both Unforgiven and Easy by Le Sserafim. Anyway, we have completed our first trilogy. We went through strength, struggle, and ambition. We believed in ourselves when we fell and when everyone else jeered at us. If you're wondering why I keep putting my gloves back on, because my computer absolutely cannot sense my hands if I'm wearing gloves. Now we are entering our second journey with Le Sserafim, beginning with Easy. In the opening album to our second trilogy, the title track is a laid-back R&B trap beat that shows us the Le Sserafim mentality. I could get hurt, but keep on walking. If it's hard, then I make it look easy. The struggle is inevitable, but no matter the peril, Le Sserafim stands tall. Le Sserafim makes it look easy, in a chill, nonchalant Le Sserafim way. Act like an angel, dress like crazy is the motto for the next EP. The high-energy, EDM-based house song Crazy at first glance is kind of a meaningless tune, but don't doubt Le Sserafim just yet. Looking at what we've covered so far, we can clearly see that Le Sserafim has established a dedicated brand. But what is a brand? A brand is your identity, your unique identity that makes you stand out next to your competitors. It's like a bunch of little things that define you. It's basically kind of like your reputation, what you are known for. Le Sserafim in this case is known for making meaningful, empowering music. Le Sserafim has built a brand of awe-inspiring performances and their messaging of self-improvement and encouragement. This continues on with Crazy, which is kind of like a similar meaning to Unforgiven. They break free from self-doubt and the critiques of others, even if it makes them look crazy. A common ad-lib that they chant throughout the song is Galileo, which personally had me really confused at first, because what does Galileo know about acting like an angel and dressing like crazy? But then I looked into it, and I found people that pointed out that Galileo was the guy who heavily supported and researched the heliocentric model. Okay, there's a point here. I'm not bringing up this for no reason. The heliocentric model was considered crazy during Galileo's time because it opposed the belief held by the Catholic Church that the Earth was the center of the universe. Galileo was punished and called crazy for what we now know as the truth. Le Sserafim, our modern-day Galileos, are now bringing up this astronomer as a metaphor for themselves. I put myself on trial every single day. In my brain. I was told to go moderately crazy. Basically, in simple English, I tortured myself for not conforming to what others believed to be the norm. But when I looked inside my head, I realized I could never be normal. With Crazy, Le Sserafim inspires us to beat ourselves and achieve our goals. I've actually performed Hot as well, I forgot about that. It's closing time once again, and Le Sserafim comes to us with another self-improvement philosophy. But this EP is like no other of Le Sserafim's. Le Sserafim has already struggled but stayed fearless, been authentically themselves, and not listen to the jeers of others. Le Sserafim has become their confident final form, and now for their outro album, they are ready to love. So corny. This chair is squeaky. Le Sserafim has worked on themselves and healed, so now they show us how they share their heart with the one that they love. After dying out into ashes, Le Sserafim is reignited once again. But they don't burn like a wildfire. Instead, they flicker like a candle. Love is a private matter between the two people in love. Le Sserafim isn't loud like they were with Crazy. Le Sserafim has no need for you to be aware of their relationship. Concept many K-pop stans don't understand. They don't have anything to prove to you because this isn't about you. The pop title track Hot follows a similar calmness as Easy, but this time it mixes elements of disco and rock. It is relaxed and reminisces on how the passion they have for their lover makes the pains of life worth burning in. They have taken the flame and made it theirs. Wait, what the heck, am I falling off my chair? I am. So we've learned that Lesserafim is a group that stands for self-love, confidence, not fearing failure, and blatantly ignoring the hate from the audience. None of that is actually true though. The brand Lesserafim is, what they've been preaching since their debut, is not followed by the actual members themselves. Lesserafim has faced the worst modern day K-pop hate train, a bunch of other hate trains, and has been at their lowest in front of millions and millions of people. Throughout their journey as idols, they have gotten death threats for not having the best vocals, having goals, the way that they act, and even supporting certain football teams. They have struggled with being the authentic versions of themselves because of the opinions of the audience. They've even admitted to adjusting parts of themselves so that they can be more appealing to their fans. As idols in the harsh K-pop industry, Lesserafim has gone through panic attacks on the daily and even admitted to feeling as if there is absolutely no point of return for them. There was a time during their hate train where they thought that their careers were completely over, like 100% over, that Lesserafim was gonna flop, they were not gonna go into any new groups, just their names were tainted forever, which is a terrifying thought when you consider how much they've had to train for this. The true Lesserafim goes completely against the Lesserafim brand. They are idols in one of the most toxic industries ever. How are they supposed to be these confident angel seraphims that their concept requires them to be? Can you imagine that you're going through one of the most depressing, doubtful, and insecure times of your life, and then you're getting walked into the creative director's office just to be slapped with a fearless self-love brand across your face? Same industry that loves plastic surgery on minors, by the way. I don't think anyone in K-pop would be able to 100% authentically execute this concept and have it be how they truly feel, because they aren't the ones that made this concept. Which brings me to one of my most important points, that this isn't actually just about Lesserafim. I'm just using Lesserafim as an example when in reality, this kind of affects every single idol in the K-pop industry. Single idols sing about love, insecure idols sing about confidence, and idols who are not allowed Red 40 are singing about eating Skittles. K-pop isn't authentic. Only a small number of groups actually have the opportunity to write a single lyric, let alone contribute to the producing process. Music isn't made to be self-expression, but instead the next big hit. This is also why I believe K-pop will never truly get big in the West. K-pop has grown a lot globally, but I don't think it will actually stick because it is so impersonal. I think it will definitely be known and there will definitely be trending songs, but I think K-pop in the West has a carrying capacity to its growth just because people will realize that they can't truly connect to the artist because they're not artists, they're idols. Thank you so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you in my next one. No, my hair cream. Lesserafim.